message to Sir Fu.
I'm calling you because Liao Chen just saw a brief introduction about me that they wrote. I'm driving right now to pick them up from work. In that introduction, an insulting term was used. You may not know what this term means. Do you know what an unemployed vagrant is? Those of you from Taiwan, do you know what unemployed vagrant means?
I do.
What does it mean?
It refers to people without jobs, and it's a derogatory term.
See, you don't really understand the Chinese Communist Party. In a democratic society, people without a profession are protected by the government. They are often seen as a vulnerable group and are given assistance. Let me ask you another question. Do you know what slave registration was in a slave society?
What does registration mean?
A slave's registration? Slave registration. Slaves had a formal registration system. It determined whether someone was a slave or not. Do you understand?
I see.
Do you know what slave registration is?
Let me guess. Is it a slave's rank or class? That is, how a slave is classified.
No, it is not a slave's rank. Once a person is registered as a slave, no matter where he goes, he will never be respected by others. He can be bought, sold, or even killed. This is a social system. Since the beginning of human society, it has been one of the most evil systems, this so-called registration of origin. Do you understand?
Understood.
For a slave to redeem himself, it requires someone to redeem him in the end. Only then can he become a normal person again. Otherwise, a slave is treated worse than a pig or a dog, no different from an animal. Do you understand?
I understand.
Do you know what an unemployed vagrant means in China?
Now I know. A protected, vulnerable group.
Wrong! Protected vulnerable group? They are discriminated against by the whole society, oppressed by the whole society, reviled by the whole society, and turned into an object of slaughter by the whole society. Do you understand?
I understand.
You can look it up yourselves. You've never lived in a country like this. Once someone is labeled an unemployed vagrant, no matter where you look for work, no one will open that door for you. Do you hear me? And in China, it's not really about finding a job. It's about connections. Because it is a slave society, it is layered level by level. Without official connections, without those ties, you simply cannot get a job. Do you understand now?
Understood, Shifu.
Back then, when Deng Xiaoping launched the reform and opening up, it was an action comparable to President Lincoln freeing the slaves. Now they have gone back again. Do you understand? So whenever the term unemployed vagrant is mentioned, people across China feel a sense of revulsion. It means being a slave. Right now, I myself am a slave. Do you understand?
I understand now.
In China, there is a system called becoming permanent. It means being converted from a contract worker into a permanent employee. But in fact, there's another kind, an invisible one. That is, starting from having no profession. Having no profession does not necessarily mean being an unemployed vagrant. An unemployed vagrant is not merely without a job. He has absolutely nothing. He is said to be under the dictatorship of the proletariat. Yet this so-called proletariat is the one being trampled underfoot, enslaved, harmed, and treated as an object of cruel oppression. Do you understand?
I understand, Sir Fu.
Do you know why I am telling you this? This must be saved. This page, everyone, save it quickly. Save this page showing how they evaluate me. Otherwise, once they hear my teaching, it will be deleted immediately. Got it?
I hear you.
This actually gives me a weapon. Let me tell you, this is not just about being labeled an unemployed vagrant. Now they are calling me an unregistered monk. A monk is not someone who can be registered by the Buddhist Association of China. Because the way this country manages Buddhism, that is to say, when Buddhist affairs are not managed by people within Buddhism, then Buddhism has been entirely harmed by the Communist Party. So to say that China protects Buddhism, is that true? No, that is wrong. There are no longer any genuine practitioners in Buddhism. There are no real monks anymore. Do you understand?
I understand.
If someone holds an ordination certificate registered by the Buddhist Association of China, then that person is definitely not a monk. They are slaves under the Communist Party. They're enforcers, people who work for them to destroy the Dharma. Do you understand?
I understand, Shifu.
That is why many people do not understand. Internationally, people ask, is he registered in China? But whether someone is registered or not, just look at reality. Isn't that enough? What is that registration even for? Everything in China is fake. What I am saying is the truth. Anyone can go and investigate. See what I've said that isn't true. Do you understand?
Understood, Shifu.
Do you understand clearly?
Yes, Shifu.
Well, you were just saying they are protected, right? These people, those with slave status, with slave registration, even in today's Chinese society, they're still worse off than so-called chives. Do you understand?
I understand.
If you die on the street, no one will care. Now, do you understand?
I understand. I misheard earlier. I meant, in a democratic society, the unemployed are protected. China is the opposite.
In a democratic society, there is no such thing as an unemployed vagrant. They regulate unemployment numbers. They give you money. In China, they give you fists. You're just trying to find something to do so you can survive. Look, how many people like this are there in China? They push a small cart and sell things on the street. The authorities seize the cart, flip it over, smash it, and beat you. That's what being an unemployed vagrant looks like. Do you understand?
Yes.
You understand now.
Yes, Shifu.
So you really don't understand the Communist Party at all. In China, a huge number of unemployed vagrants will appear, which means a huge number of slaves will appear. These slaves are different from slaves in the past. In the past, a slave belonged to a household. Now, they belong to the Communist Party. They can kill whoever they want. They give these slaves a bit of food. Hey, I fed you. How dare you say anything bad about me? That's how it works. How many people in China have no protection at all? Tell me.
Almost everyone. There's no protection. A lot of people.
Right now in China, at least 400 million people have no protection whatsoever. These are the real-life versions of unemployed vagrants. They don't just lack protection. If you dare cause trouble, they arrest you, beat you, and curse you. Why are they so vicious toward me? Tell me, why?
Because Shifu has no protection.
Why are the police so brutal? Because they show you this. Look, Google's search results tell you everything. That's why now I don't even trust America. Because it's helping this group of demons, the Communist Party, spread propaganda and act. Do you understand?
I understand.
Liu Chen, isn't that right? Isn't it like this?
Yes, Shifu.
You don't understand this yet. Some of you here are from China. You might say, look at me. My family has jobs. Those people are unemployed vagrants. An unemployed vagrant means if you die somewhere, nobody cares about you. Nobody will help you. Do you understand?
I understand, Shifu. Actually, the comments about Shifu online are even harsher and more outrageous.
It doesn't matter how outrageous they are. Save all of it. Let them see what an unemployed vagrant really means. Do you understand?
Understood, Shifu. I've already taken screenshots.
You can't let them change it whenever they want, right?
Yes, Shifu.
Now do you understand why I'm telling you all this? China today is evil beyond imagination. It is exporting evil to the entire world, exporting all kinds of falsehoods. Now they are insulting and defaming your Shifu all over the internet. That's how things are now. Do you understand?
I understand, Shifu.
So let me tell you this. There are many extremely humiliating terms in China. They are all just different names for slaves. They are slaves, nothing more. In other countries, like America before emancipation, the tragic fate of slaves, all of that is reflected in the lives of these so-called unemployed vagrants in China. Do you all understand now?
I understand, Shifu.
Isn't that terrifying? Can you people in Taiwan understand this, huh?
I didn't hear clearly.
Can you, as Taiwanese people, understand this now?
I couldn't before, but now I understand.
There's no other way. The Communist Party is just a group of demons. All right? That's all I'll say for now. They are fabricating a lot of false materials to frame your Shifu. Let them do it. You hear me?
I hear you.
They don't treat Chinese people as human beings. Those slave soldiers sent to fight in the Korean War, those slaves, in an attempt to escape their misery, died in massive numbers. After they died, who gave them anything? Let me tell you, those who returned from the Korean War were called volunteer soldiers. I'm telling you, they didn't receive a single cent. No matter whether you were injured or not, there were no disability certificates for veterans. Do you understand?
I understand.
There are people like that in my own family. Do you hear me? This is the reality of China, treating people as less than human. So I'm telling you, don't place any hope in it. Don't place any hope in China. Do you understand? All right, that's it for now. I'm driving.
Understood, Shifu. Amitabha. We bow to Shifu.